Max and Eleven are best friends in Stranger Things, but their friendship extends beyond the show. Sadie Sink and Millie Bobby Brown have actually been very close friends in real life and have helped each other while growing up under the spotlight. In this video, we're going to look into Stranger Things' Sadie Sink's close friendship with Millie Bobby Brown. So let's get right into it. First up, Sadie Sink's special bond with Millie Bobby Brown. The cast of Stranger Things is all very close in real life, but it was a little different for Sadie. She came around in season 2 of the show, so it was a little difficult for her to fit in. At this point, everyone already knew each other, except Sadie. It was like being the new girl in the middle of the high school year, but she was lucky to have understanding co-stars on her side. They made sure she would feel included in everything, and that's exactly why Sadie is so grateful to all of them. She said she'd feel completely lost without every kid on the show. They all depend on each other when things get a little too crazy or if they need someone to talk to. But out of everyone on set, Sadie mentioned that Millie specifically was very important to her. The whole cast is filled with, well, boys, with just a few girls here and there. But even those few girls were mostly just the moms, and everyone Sadie's age were boys. So when she first started playing Max in the series, the only girl at first was Millie. Because of that, they had that special girl bond and even called themselves sisters. Fans knew their friendship wasn't just for show when they went on vacation to Mexico with their families back in 2017. It's kinda cute how they even met each other's families. Next up, their characters also have the same friendship. Not only are Sadie and Millie friends, but their characters, Max and Eleven, are also best friends in Stranger Things. Their friendship was basically the highlight of season 3, and it was super sad to see them get separated at the end. Elle didn't actually like her in the beginning because she thought Max was trying to flirt with Mike in season 2.
Marty, come on, just stop. It's a simple question.
But later on, she was the one who ended up reaching out to Max when she was going through a rough patch with Mike, like always. After they set their differences aside, Max and Eleven basically became best friends. She finally realized that boys aren't everything, but friends are.
Mike doesn't have jack shit to do today, and his nana obviously isn't sick. I guarantee you, him and Lucas are playing Atari right now.
Their dynamic was super fun to watch, especially because they were already friends in real life too. And even though they were mostly separated all throughout season 4, Eleven showed her love for Max by saving her life, even if we don't know her true fate from here on out. Moving on. People initially thought they hated each other because their characters didn't like each other at first. A lot of people assume that they also didn't like each other. The logic doesn't really make sense, but neither does the internet. There was also this one instance where Millie kept cutting off what Sadie was saying during an interview, even though the interviewer was asking Sadie the questions and not Millie. It was kind of obvious that Sadie was annoyed by her taking over so many times when she was just trying to answer the questions. But a lot of people came to Millie's defense, saying she was just trying to help Sadie out because it was one of her first few interviews. Even though she shouldn't have assumed Sadie couldn't handle it, you have to take into consideration that Millie was just a teenager at this point and was just trying to make things easier for everyone. Plus, Millie has also mentioned in the past that she doesn't actually mean to cut anyone off, but when she gets excited, words just start coming out of her mouth and she just can't help it. Despite this, she still got a lot of hate over this one video.
But like, because Sadie got to see how like I am when I'm 11. Like, I'm just like, you know, always really like deep.
It got so bad that she had to address it during an Instagram live. Millie said she actually apologized to Sadie not long after, and everything's been cleared up between them. A lot of people also talked about how Gatton Matarazzo has also done something similar in the past, but no one hates him, and that's probably because he's not a woman. Coming up, Sadie Sink isn't ready for Stranger Things' end. After the release of season 4, the Duffer Brothers broke the terrible news to fans. Stranger Things was ending. Yep, that's right. Season 5 will be the finale, and we'll have to say goodbye to the Netflix series after that.
We knew 5 was going to be the last season, and we're going, you know, we got to start.
The news not only struck fans hard, but even the cast wasn't ready for it. Sadie Sink talked about how she can't stop thinking about what might happen in the 5th and final season, especially since Max's fate is pretty questionable right now. She says the biggest challenge for her will be saying goodbye to the co-stars she's made so many memories with. Even though they can just meet up on their own, it's just not the same. After the show ends, they won't really have a reason to meet up anymore, and with the number of projects they're all getting, it'll only get harder to stay in touch. Sadie probably knows this, which is why she hates the thought of saying goodbye. Up next, things aren't looking good for Sadie's character. The last time we saw Max, things weren't looking too good for her. From the looks of it, she's, well, dead. But last we saw her, it seemed like she was in a coma, fighting for her life. She was targeted by Vecna for the majority of season 4, and the fact that she was saved by Eleven has just made her an even bigger one. She's the only one that survived out of all of Vecna's victims. Plus, she even lured him into the open where he could have been killed. However, things went the complete opposite way in that scene. While Vecna survives, Max literally dies in the Stranger Things season 4 finale for a little more than a minute. Her heart stopped beating after being eaten by Vecna, pulled into the air, and her limbs getting shattered. but she was brought back to life all thanks to her best friend 11, who used her abilities to resurrect her form within Max's consciousness. While it might seem like the worst is over, that really isn't the case. Max is left blinded, with damaged limbs, and left in a coma following Vecna's attack.
I can't feel or see anything.
She might never wake up from this. What's even worse about this is that she might be connected to Vecna now, and if that's the case, then he could control her or make her his puppet like he did with Will, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what actually ends up happening. Finally, how could Stranger Things end? Things are very uncertain right now. Just like Sadie Sink, no one has any idea what could possibly happen, especially within Hawkins being consumed by the Upside Down. But here are just a couple of ways the show could possibly end. First up, 11 will sacrifice herself. The most popular theory for Stranger Things Season 5 finale is that 11 will end up sacrificing herself to destroy the Upside Down and save the world. 11 opened the portal that allowed Vecna to return to the planet, and her abilities seem to be the only means to permanently seal the barrier. In the past, closing single gates put an insane amount of strain on 11, so utilizing her abilities to fully close the barrier might just kill her. Stranger Things Season 1 was actually supposed to end with 11 dying if it had been a miniseries, so Season 5 could be recycling this idea in its finale to protect Hawkins. Up next, Will might die and close the Upside Down. Stranger Things Season 1 started with Will's link to the Upside Down, and it might end that way too. Will felt a tingle in his neck in the last moments of Stranger Things Season 4. Signaling that Vecna wasn't done just yet. It wouldn't stop until he's taken down everything and everyone. Vecna took control of Will in Stranger Things Season 2, and many theories think that he'll use Will as a host again in Stranger Things Season 5, especially since Will's character wasn't very pleasant in the last season. If Will sacrifices himself at the finale of Stranger Things Season 5 while Vecna is inside him, it has the possibility to permanently destroy the series' antagonist. Several deaths were necessary to open the gates between the Upside Down and Hawkins, and some deaths might be needed to permanently seal the barrier, because Vecna and Will's link has been hinted at as a significant storyline in Stranger Things Season 5. It's expected that the series' end will contain a deadly fight between the two in order to ultimately remove Henry Creel's influence over him. That's a wrap for today's video. Did you think Sadie Sink and Millie Bobby Brown were this close in real life? Make sure to let us know in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and click the subscribe button for more videos like this one. We'll see you next time.